DJI have just launched a new version of their DJI Fly App offering bug fixes and optimizing overall app quality. Now, I do personally wish that DJI would give a little bit more detail on these release notes so we know exactly what they have fixed behind the scenes, but ultimately usually these updates do bring some sort of stability or improvements in the background that we don't really see, which then means creators like myself go through these app updates just to see if I can see anything, and I test them to make sure they're performing as they should. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on this video, go through all the menus just to see if there has been any changes, then to wrap it up with a quick test flight with the DJI Mini 4 Pro to give you the confidence as to whether you should install this update or not. So let's get into it. Now, this update, of course, is for Android users. When you open up your DJI Fly app on your Android phone, it should pop up that there is an update available. Of course, if you are on iOS, you're going to need to head to the App Store, search for the DJI Fly app, open it up, and just click that update button to get the latest version. Or indeed, if you are using the DJI RC2, for example, I have been made aware that a few people are struggling to see the update. It's not quite popping up as you'd expect. So all you need to do is literally on your home screen, head to Profile, go down to About and check for updates. That will force a check for the DJI Fly app, and as you can see, it has now shown. So all we need to do is go ahead and install that, and it'll be installed correctly on your RC2 as well as any other device you may have. So looking through all the menus just to see if there has been any changes, because sometimes DJI do give us the most subtle of changes. It might be a slightly different icon, or they might have increased the text size, or just something really minute that you might like to know about. Of course, we go through all the menus just to make sure that nothing has changed or been removed. Recently, I saw a post on social media where people was looking for the subject scanning, okay, which was basically a feature on the Mini 4 Pro where you toggled it on and it would just constantly search for targets it might think you want to active track. However, this has now been completely removed from the menu and it's now under the focus track on our main screen where it just picks it up automatically. So again, some of these features and changes to the DJI Fly app can throw some of you out, which is why I like to do some of these reviews. But looking through all the menus as it currently looks on this drone, indeed the DJI Mini 4 Pro, I cannot see any changes. Going through all the menus, all the little nooks and crannies, just to see if anything looks a little bit different. Everything's as it should. Even the transmission tab, which has been a bit of a contentious issue with some people, where OcuSync can sometimes get the wrong frequency. Because I'm flying or will be doing my test in a built up area, you can see it has selected that 5.2 GHz frequency, so that is all good. So what I think it's now time to do is just take the DJI Mini 4 Pro out just for a flight, just to see if it's doing exactly as it should and to see how the overall app performs. Now, before we begin our flight, we're just going to check the weather conditions on Drone Companion. This is a great app that I've been using for some time now, and of course many of you will say, well, I can just look out the window and see. Well, unfortunately, when you're flying in a built up area like this, it's not that easy to be able to judge the wind because of course there's not many trees about, so it's always good to be able to check the conditions before you actually take off to avoid any potential problems. Now, when it does come to the weather on Drone Companion, what I really like is the full flying conditions assessment. It does tell us everything we need to know to ensure that we are going to be in the best possible place to conduct our flight. Obviously the visibility tells us the wind speeds, not only the wind speeds at ground, but of course where it matters at altitude, and indeed the gusts as well. Not only that, but Drone Companion has got a really unique feature I've not seen before, where if you are a beginner and not quite sure what settings to use on your DJI Fly app, this gives you the exact settings you should use based on your drone model, your flying experience, and what you want to capture. In this example, we're using the DJI Mini 4 Pro, we're using it indoors, and obviously indoors it's going to be slightly lower light. Go through the questionnaire and the results tell us exactly what settings we should be using. Drone Companion even takes into account the fact that we said that we was flying indoors, where if we did lose signal, you most certainly would not want the drone to rise up into a ceiling, as of course you're flying with walls around you and obstacles. So it even reminds you to set your return to to home behavior to hover to avoid any potential problems. Overall, I think this is an absolutely great app, especially for beginners. And if you want to start a free trial, I will leave a link in the video description. But with that gone through and the flight conditions looking good, let's go ahead and begin our flight. So what we're going to do is just obviously take some photos just to make sure the camera's working, which of course it might seem really obvious, but there has been issues in the past where things have not quite gone as they should have done. And as you can see, that took the photo perfectly fine. We're just going to switch to video and of course just record ourselves, select a target, and we're just going to try a little spotlight where of course you can draw a box on the screen. It selected it perfectly fine, which is always a good thing. There has been some issues with drones in the past when there's been a DJI Fly App update, when we try to draw that box, it's just not quite doing what it should, okay? Or it won't select it, or it'll just cancel itself. But as you can see, that's fine. And of course, with Spotlight, we start record, and literally we just move the stick side to side, and the drone will keep the subject in the middle of the frame. Or another great one is we can tap that point of interest and quite simply select the direction what we want. The further along we slide, the faster the drone will go, and it will just fly around this subject all of its own accord. Or indeed, one of my big favourite shots is of course the drone quick shot. So we're just going to flick from the recording into the quick shot menu. We're just going to select this target right here, lower ourselves down a little bit, okay, just so we're not going overly too high. And then what you can see as we execute that drone quick shot, the way that it flies backwards and obviously tilts the gimbal upwards makes for an absolutely beautiful reveal shot. Not so much on this video because of course we are being played by the sun, but of course, you know, ultimately in a more cinematic way that would work as a great tool really. But of course the point of interest has just worked fine. The quick shot selected exactly as it should, and of course that spotlight was good. So what I'm going to do is just try a return to home, and of course, you know, we do love a good return to home test just to make sure. But as I've always said on my channel, return to home is a great safety feature just to get yourself back to the home point if you ever do lose sight of your drone or you get a little bit confused. And all you need to do is let the drone come back to you, and then I will always suggest, always that once the drone is above you, cancel that return to home and just bring the drone down and land it manually, which as you can see I have done right here. So a nice morning flight with the DJI Mini 4 Pro just to test the DJI Fly App, and as you can see that performed absolutely perfectly. Whilst there may be no new features that I can see visible from my testing, of course it doesn't mean to say that DJI haven't altered something in the background that ultimately makes this app hopefully work that little bit better. So that wraps up this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful, please do give it a big thumbs up. It tells YouTube algorithm more people just like you might want to watch my content. Subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.